I don't like that it tweets it out. I hate that. Twitter needs to remove that updater. I'm gonna not do spaces. I don't want it to tweet it out. It doesn't need to tweet it out. When it didn't used to tweet it out, people would find it in like 2 seconds. So it's an unnecessary change and it sucks. Hello. They also should let you do it from your computer. Not that I'd be doing it from my computer, to be clear, but because I'm in bed. But it is still annoying that you can't do it from your computer. But hello. Hello, hello. How are you all? I like the new noise that Twitter makes whenever you like swipe down and up on the, like when you refresh your timeline. It makes like a, I don't know, it's like a weird noise, kind of like a bird noise, I guess, but not really. Yeah. Hello, hello. You're playing Splatoon 3, Oreo, are you? I remember playing Splatoon, but I don't remember exactly how it works. Like you just like paint over different stuff, or am I remembering something different? I don't know. I definitely played Splatoon at some point. Um, Hi Ollie. I can, but I can see everything on my timeline. Sounds like a frog. That's true. Actually, it does. You hate the new refresh noise. I mean, it is like I kind of just wish there wasn't a noise, but whatever. It's better than the old noise, I guess. See, Leslie, the problem is I would give you a shout out if or when or if that happens, but I'm terrible with names. So my shout out would be like, yeah, and there was that girl that was on that one episode, and I would just be like, I forget her name because I am abysmal at remembering names. Like I remember like people like on like Twitter and stuff. Like I'll like when I see your profile picture or I see your name, I'll be like, oh, I remember that's that girl or that's that person or whatever. Um, but I don't remember names very well. Like I have to like have like a name like engraved in my brain to remember it. I have to like have had a ton of interactions, and even then, sometimes I end up mixing them up after if I don't like know them for a certain period of time. My memory is pretty bad. Hi, Gabby. What do you think of Quackity Laura? I wasn't able to watch it, but I heard it was good. So, and luckily, I already know what happened because I was part of like recording it and stuff. I feel so bad because Quackity needed more from me, like more lines. I wasn't able to do it because we didn't get everything done we needed to get recorded. When we recorded it, and then I told him, I was like, look, we need to record everything we can because like I'm not gonna have internet, and then we didn't get it done, and then I just haven't had internet and haven't had I don't know, I haven't had the time or anything as well, so it's just been, I felt bad, and he was like messaging me every couple days. He'd be like, "Hey, you give me those voice lines," and I'd be like, "I don't know. I'm trying. I will." And then like eventually, I think he messaged me like twice in a row without me replying, and then I think he just gave up and was like, "All right, I give up." So I feel bad, but it's okay. I did my best, and I think according to everyone, it turned out good. So it doesn't seem like it was missing or anything. But um, yeah, I heard it was good. Dream, Dream Space. Sure, I'll go on the Dream Space hashtag. Why not? Are you dressing up for Halloween? Probably. It'd be fun. Why not? I want to go to Halloween Horror Nights whenever that's just see. I don't know how many of you know what Halloween Horror Nights is, but Universal, which is like a theme park in Orlando, they every year they like essentially like change the whole park into like a giant haunted house at night, and it's pretty cool. I've never actually been, but I've seen a lot of like videos and stuff, and I've heard tons of stories, and everyone I know has gone a ton of times. So maybe we'll go this year. But I do want to dress up. I'll just dress up as myself. No, I don't know. I'm sure I'll dress up. Wish me a happy birthday. Happy birthday. Hey, Dream. Unsure if you read your DMs a lot, but I wanted to ask a quick question. A lot of my content on Twitch and other social media platforms revolves around you guys, for example, reacting to edits and things like that. I was wondering if that's okay with you. I want to make sure I don't cross boundaries. Lately, I've been feeling guilty with the feeling I've been. Me personally, I don't care about like my guideline has kind of always been that I think reactions are cool. I like reactions, and I think that if you react, if you're as long as you're adding something to my content, that I don't mind at all. My content being used, like I just don't. I think I've said this before, but my public stance is just I don't want. I don't like people re-uploading my things like by itself. So like if I do a stream, I don't want you just taking it and re-uploading it and that's it. You know, at least chop it up or add music to it, or don't be lazy. But in terms of like reactions and stuff, then yeah, feel free to react to stuff, react to whatever you want, because that's being transformative, on its own, just like your own reaction. Um, uh, and if you want to chop up, videos and streams and whatever, that's my current stance. Obviously, if I had my own like channel that did stream highlights, then I'm sure I would be less whatever to like people making highlights that are just the same type of stuff. But in terms of just my actual content, reactions are always okay. And I try and help reactors out. Before I sent a last Christmas I sent a bunch of stuff to reactors, and well, 2 Christmases ago, and I try and provide them with the links to my music when I can, and like how they can get so they can monetize their reactions. So yeah, all reactions are good, and that's the same for me and the Dream Team. So Jordan 7up feel the same way about that. And for the highlights and stuff, they may feel differently. I don't know. I think they pretty much have the same as me, but I think they have like stream highlights channels, so they wouldn't want people posting like highlights of their streams before them or something. But generally we don't care, and it's beneficial. So there you go. Reiterate it every now and then, even though I've said that before. It's good to talk about. Sorry, I'm typing in the dream space hashtag. But yeah, I remember when Foolish was just a reactor. He was never just a reactor. Okay, he was never just a reactor. He did other content. Yeah, he did react. That's how I found him, for doing like Manhunt reactions and stuff. And I thought he seemed like a diamond in the rough, and so he had a lot of potential in him to do great things, and he has, and he will. How's football? Football was great. Today was great. Lots of awesome games today, and I enjoyed it. I love football season. Gives me something to do and be passionate about, and I'm obsessed over, and everything. So it's a lot of fun. I love football season. I can't wait to go to some games this year. It'll be fun. Oklahoma won. Texas lost to Alabama barely. That was a good game. Dream Team Halloween stuff. That'll be fun. That will be fun. October's gonna be crazy. I feel like. Who knows? I feel like October's gonna be crazy. I feel like there's a lot of stuff. It's Halloween as well. What's your horror movie? I don't really watch horror movies. I don't really like horror movies. I don't know. He's still a Caleb Williams fan, even though he abandoned the Sooners. Yeah, I think Caleb. He's an amazing player, and he's a cool guy. I've messaged him a couple times. I wished him luck when he moved to USC, and he's doing great. I watched some of their game today, and I thought it was pretty good. Yeah, I don't think he abandoned the Sooners. He made the decision that was, the coach that recruited him moved, and he moved with them. So, I don't have anything but respect for Caleb. Yeah, think he'll do great things. Have you ever watched The Walking Dead? Yeah, I haven't watched any of the recent stuff, but I watched most of it. Do you watch the Dexter reboot? Yeah, I watched the Dexter reboot. It was I liked it a lot. Um, Mostly. That's all I'll say. I don't want to spoil anything. Um, what have you dressed up for Halloween as when you were a kid? A lot. I feel like I did a lot of stuff. A lot. As a pirate, um, Batman, Spider-Man, lots of like superheroes. Have you ever gone to a Sooners game IRL? I have. I've been to two. I won't say which ones because you stalkers will go and like scan the fucking footage or something, and all the 100,000 people in the crowd. Um, I don't know what I'm gonna go for Halloween this year. I think I've mentioned that, but I think I've said this a bunch. What's the first place you want to go with Jordan? I don't know. I think I've said this a bunch of times. It'll probably just be somewhere to eat. It'll probably just be. Actually, it won't. I know where it will be. I can't say though. It's not like a place. I can't say. I'm not gonna say. You guys will know what I'm talking about though. Whenever you'll understand. Um, the first place we'll go isn't. It's not. It's not a. It's interesting. You'll see. Actually, no, that's kind of funny. But I think like the first actual like place we'll go to is like a restaurant or something. I assume. Where else would it be? I don't know. Alvin and the Chipmunks. Nah. So I mentioned he needs to get his wisdom teeth out, and I wonder, is there videos of when you got yours out? No, definitely not. I told him though because he was like, I think I'll just do it here. I was like, you realize you're gonna be like out of commission for like days, and then like not able to like talk without reopening your like wounds for like a week, and then have to be worrying about like everything you eat not getting stuck in your little missing tooth holes, right? And he's like, what? I was like, yeah, it's not like a super simple quick thing. Explain, please. Okay, I replied WTF to on the fan art account to one of those fan arts, um, because I thought that it was a good, it was the best representation of my hair, I think, that I had seen to that point. Combined with like it wasn't. I mean, I don't think it looks like me, but it also like doesn't like not look like me. Or sometimes I'll see a fan art, like, okay, that doesn't look like me at all. But like I think it's like the little bit of like the little tiny bit of like stubble, and then my hair. I think my hair, it doesn't look like that as much now, but it it was a it was the closest that I had seen to my hair, and then like my eyebrows as well were pretty. I'm just looking at it now. Yeah, I think it's off in like some aspects. But I think it was the closest in those things. I was like, what the fuck? And then I replied, and I realized I was on the wrong account because I meant to reply my other account, and I think I relogged it and did it, and then I was like, I'll just delete it because people are going to assume that I'm saying I look like this looks like me when in reality, like, I mean, I don't think it does, but I think that it has some features that I was like, wow, that actually they had good approximations um, of how I looked at the time. So there you go. It was not. good, um, a good it's good art. I think sometimes I'll just see art and be like, looks nothing like me. Whereas like there's features that I would go, oh yeah, no, I could see that. You fix this and this and this, and I could see it looking like me, you know. So yeah, that's why. So you're saying it's kind of close to your eyebrows. I don't know. I don't know. I think I don't know because I don't know how people usually. I don't even know how to describe it. You guys will see. I don't look. We're close enough that I'm not going to bother explaining what I look like. Like you guys have had approximations for long enough, and then soon enough you'll just know. So you can wait. It's fine. But yeah, I think that like the eyebrows look probably closer to my eyebrows than most fan arts probably. But I don't know. It's hard to say. You get a haircut. I did get a haircut. But it's not like I didn't cut my hair short. I just like obviously your hair grows like what is it, like half an inch or an inch a month, so it's been it's still long, but it's shorter than it was. You can hear me refreshing. That's kind of funny. I didn't move at all. All was shuffling. My finger moving on the mic or something. Obviously, I believe that we landed on the moon because we did. Thoughts on the Percy Jackson trailer? That was great. I'm extremely excited. That's my childhood. Do you have a special meetup outfit planned? I'm curious. No, I don't. I'm open to suggestions. I think I'll probably just end up like I don't know. It'll probably just end up being something lame. I guess not lame, but it'll just end up being like my normal wear. I'll just be like in a crew neck and like pants or something or shorts. I don't know. It'll just be something normal. Nothing special. I dress pretty casually. If you go to TwitchCon, will you be watching the Texas versus Oklahoma game that Saturday? Yes, obviously. If there's like a panel or something I'm supposed to be on at that time, I'm sorry. I'm not going. I don't even care if it's the only panel I have. If it's on during those like 4 hours on that Saturday, I'm sorry. I can't. I'm not. My happiness will take priority. And I'm sorry, that is a massive game every year. And that is something I'm very passionate about. I would just be like, look, Twitch, I'm sorry. You can reschedule. Otherwise, I'm out. It does suck that game's right then, though. But, oh well. Please face reveal on the weekends, most of your students. I do plan to face reveal on a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. So I guess that narrows down potential dates, but it's just better. It's better for everyone. So that would be the plan. Did you plan out your outfits the night before a field trip / first day of school? Probably. I don't know. I don't remember. You're really gonna miss Halloween themed MCC this heartbreaking. How? Halloween themed MCC is next month. I imagine I'll be able to be in the MCC. Hopefully. I don't see a reason why I wouldn't. Have you ever regretted role playing as the villain for Dream SMP? No. I think that it's actually probably the best decision that I ever could have made. Because no one in a like I guess a fandom or like a um in this situation, no one wants to be a villain because you're kind of playing yourself, and you're not playing yourself, but your character is kind of an extension of yourself. Like obviously everyone's just characters like Tommy in it is Tommy in it, and Dream is Dream, whatever. So it's like you're it's kind of it's related to you, and because we're live streaming these things, and we're like half some of the time we're just actually being ourselves, and some of the time we're being characters, so on and so forth. It's like sometimes it can get conflated. Like I remember back after the betrayal that Eric did, he had I just remember him being super like anxious about it or something. I don't know if anxious is the right word, but it was afterwards, and it was because there's people going to his chat and sending hate to him and stuff. Like, I can't believe you would do that, and et cetera, et cetera. I think that's kind of like I think that me kind of being just like, it's not necessarily, obviously every character has things about them that are redeemable, just like whatever. But I think that having a character that is primarily, even if maybe not from their perspective, but from everyone else's perspective, is a villain, is overall good. And I feel like it being me was probably a necessity, because I don't know, I'm the biggest, and so I have the most backing to do it, and to not not receive hate, and not get and not have to worry about people perceiving stuff incorrectly, or me being able to easily correct the record. And also, like, it's um like it's the Dream SMP, obviously. So yeah, I don't know, I think it worked out perfectly, kind of just worked out like that. um I think in some cases it kind of worked out because of that. So, like, obviously during like I remember during the original, or one of the wars, when it was like Schlatt against everyone, essentially, that originally was supposed to be Schlatt and like a bunch of people. It was supposed to be like 50-50, everyone going against, kind of fighting that war. But then it was going to be like me on that side, etc. And then nobody ended up like being on Schlatt's side, and so I was like, "Fuck!" Like, no one wants to be viewed as the villain in this case, other than Schlatt, who obviously didn't care. And so I was like, okay, I guess I need to swap to the other side. But like, why would I do that? And that's how the revival book like came about. It was to cover that plot hole, because I literally just switched for no reason. We had no reason for me to switch. It was just, hey, we literally need, otherwise it's just Schlatt versus everyone, and obviously he just loses. So we needed they needed me to switch. And so I just switched, and I was like, look, we'll figure out how to explain it later. And everyone was like, okay. And then later I was like, what if Schlatt had a revival book? Blah, 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 blah. So that was kind of how the revival book came to be. I don't think I've ever said that. It's kind of new lore. But yeah, I feel like it happened like that because I feel like there was times where I kind of filled into the villain role because of the fact that no one else wanted to or could, or whatever. And so because I kind of ended up, I did that a couple times, and I just realized like, oh, I guess this is my character. I'll kind of evolve my character in that direction. So yeah. There you go. What's your ice cream flavor? Vanilla. I'm a plain king. I like vanilla ice cream. I don't mind like mix-ins maybe, but like vanilla is just my go-to, my favorite. Lore, is that breaking the lore wall? Yeah, I just gave you lore about lore. When is the next Dream YouTube upload? That's a great question. I've had a video planned that I want to record, but I haven't been able to because I haven't had internet. But now the question just becomes, do I want to record it and upload it, or is my next video just the face reveal? And so I don't know. That's something time will tell. So I don't know. I guess I'll probably know in the next like 10 days or something whether or not I'm just gonna be like, all right, fuck it, I'll just wait until the face reveal and upload that, or if I'll record the video that I have interest in recording. So I will make the decision then. Would you mind not posting videos super early in the morning, please and thanks? It's early somewhere. Sorry, bro. Always going to be early somewhere. The luck of the draw. I upload at random times. I'm not a normal YouTuber. Is the September 22nd to October 7th timeline been narrowed, or is it still in set? That's not going to change. Like, that's just going to be the only thing that will change is that if it enters that time frame, then days will be removed that pass. But that's just a set in stone thing. So that timeline is not one that will ever be updated, except for if it's like, look, shit's happening tomorrow or whatever, you know. Because theoretically, if George's visa was approved tomorrow, that time frame would still be exactly the same, for reasons I can't go into, but that you will know soon. Did you guys find out new info recently that made that timeline set in stone, or is the timeline an approximation? I mean, the timeline's set in stone, but it's not set in stone that it's going to happen during that timeline. It's set in stone that timeline is like a hot zone, because it is extremely likely that it happens during that timeline. But it's only like, what do I put it at? I don't like giving numbers. It's very likely that it's during that timeline, but it's also it's not entirely impossible that it's not. But it's impossible that it happens before that timeline, and if it was going to happen, it wouldn't happen during like TwitchCon, because I don't want to give Twitch like the flair of my face reveal. So, like that it would if it happened after TwitchCon, then it would be like right after not right after TwitchCon, because it wouldn't be shared during that space, but right after TwitchCon is in like, I don't know, the next hot zone would be like right after that. It'd be like the 12th to the fucking, I don't know, but I think it's unlikely that happens. I think everyone involved is doing everything in their power to make that timeline happen, which means it probably will happen. How sure are you sure it's soon? I'm 100% sure. I am not 100% sure on the exact timeline. The 100 word. I never say that. I always say like 99 point whatever. No, I'm 100%. I'd say before I was 100% on like by the end of the year. That's what I was saying, was 100% by the end of the year. Otherwise, I literally would like, what I say? I said like eat my poo or something. I don't even remember. But I'd move that now to the end of October. I'd say 100% by the end of October. That is a certainty that the only way that it would stop is like a meteor hitting Earth or some like catastrophe or some shit. Like, that's the only way that would get in the way of it happening before the end of October. Meetup and face reveal and all that shit. So I'm 100% on that. But in terms of like exactly when, I don't know. The most likely time frame is the time frame that I gave, but it could happen after that. So, yeah. Let's say you don't go to TwitchCon because George isn't in Florida. Theoretically, would you face for that weekend or wait? Well, I think there's multiple scenarios where I don't go to TwitchCon. I think that there's the scenario where George isn't in Florida. I think that scenario is actually not okay. I think that there's multiple scenarios. So one, if the face reveal winds up being like too close, like it's like, oh, George is gonna arrive in Florida, like the day before TwitchCon or something, or like the day, whatever he's going to, then I just wouldn't go to TwitchCon, because I'd just be like, or a couple days before or whatever, because if I don't want to, I think honestly I'd probably just delay the face reveal. I'd be like, all right, it's next week or something. Like I just do it right after TwitchCon. So I just wouldn't go to TwitchCon, and then it would just be everything would happen after TwitchCon, the meetup and whatever. But maybe they would want to go to TwitchCon. I don't know. I TwitchCon's it's kind of annoying in that aspect, because if it ends up being that close, I don't want it like stealing the thunder of all our meetup and shit, and I wouldn't want Twitch to get like massive promo from that and everything. So realistically, I just wouldn't go to TwitchCon, I guess, even if they went, and then I would just do the face reveal like a couple days after TwitchCon and everything. Um, so that's one scenario. So here's the scenarios. One, George is in Florida before, like well before TwitchCon, like I don't know, end of September or like very early October, and so there's enough time in between. We meet up, we're able to post everything, etc. Days before TwitchCon. Cool, works out. I go to TwitchCon, because why not? Scenario two, it's really close. Like he's going to be arriving in Florida like right before TwitchCon, like the 6th or the 5th or something. Then I probably either none of us go to TwitchCon, and then we would just do it anyway and not care. And we'd face reveal, and well, I'd face reveal, and we'd do the meetup and shit right then. So that's a scenario. Or if maybe they'd go to TwitchCon, but I wouldn't want to go to TwitchCon because I hadn't face reveal at that point. I don't want to do a face reveal at TwitchCon. So I guess I probably wouldn't go to TwitchCon, but I wouldn't want to stop them from going. And so then I'd be like, all right, cool. Maybe maybe they'd go to TwitchCon first and then they'd fly. That way the meetup and everything happens all at once. That's probably what would happen. Honestly, that kind of sucked because then George would meet a bunch of people before me. Sad, but I think that's unlikely. But it could happen. If it did, then I guess it would end up being like meetup and face reveal would be like right after TwitchCon. So it'd be like the 11th, 12th, 13th or something. I don't know. I think those are really the only two scenarios. I mean, I guess there is a scenario where George isn't in Florida at all by then, in which case I wouldn't go to TwitchCon. So, those are the three scenarios. Either he's in Florida already and then I go to TwitchCon. He's in Florida too late, I don't go to TwitchCon, or he's not in Florida, or I'm sorry, he's in America too late and then I don't go to TwitchCon, or he's just not in America at all and then I just don't go to TwitchCon. So I think that the most likely scenario is that I go to TwitchCon. So I haven't like bought my plane tickets and stuff, so that's how it's not confirmed. But I have actually done other stuff to I have reserved other things, and that's how that's there's enough confidence there that I'm going, that I've done things in preparation for going, and made arrangements for some things, but I also haven't made arrangements for other things. So it's likely I go, but it's not unlikely that I don't. And it's not only if George isn't in America on time. So I guess there is probably other scenarios where there's just too much shit going on that I just don't go anyway, and everything else happens still, like face reveal, meetup, etc., and then I just don't go. But I think that's the least likely scenario because I think I just really want to go. Yeah, there's that. But yeah, I mean, I will say as soon as I know that I guess I can't do that. As soon as I can say for certain publicly whether or not I'm going to TwitchCon, I will. That way people that want to plan to go would be able to. I would do that. And it won't be like, all right, TwitchCon's in a week, I'm going. You'll have some time, no matter what, to know whether or not I'm going. But it won't be a ridiculous amount of time. It's like you won't know within the next like week, or in the next like 10 days. So you might have like maximum like 3-week warning, and then minimum like 10 days or so. So I'm trying to be careful because I don't want to promise anything to anybody, but I also don't want to disappoint anybody. So, but I have I mean, obviously I got partnered on Twitch, and a big I talked to them and worked stuff out and everything, and I do like have plans for an arrangement with Twitch for TwitchCon. So I do think that I'm going, but I don't know, and I don't want to disappoint anybody. I don't want anybody spending money and then I don't go. So I feel like I'm repeating myself at this point, but I mean, the reason I got partnered on Twitch was primarily for TwitchCon stuff. So obviously, I very much plan on going. I hope I can go, but if it's not a big deal. There's so much cool stuff coming up, so I'm not too like, I'm not gonna, if it's at all an inconvenience for me, then I'm not gonna go, or an inconvenience for George or for Nick or whatever, then I'm not gonna go. But I do want to go, and if it's not an inconvenience, then I'm definitely going. I'm excited to meet everybody and stuff. It'll be fun. Bro, I'm still curious. What was that one screenshot where James was in teams and had guns? Where is that video, James? It was a Mr. Beast gaming video. And it was actually, it was me. So essentially, it was supposed to be me, Carl, Sapnap, and George, that were going to be on a team, for like this little like, it was like um what's it called? A shooting. It was kind of like Fortnite and Minecraft or something. And but anyway, Carl and Sapnap had to drop out because they couldn't like be in it, and so Techno and Wilbur filled in. And this, unfortunately, this wasn't that long before he passed, and I think that they've held off on the video out of respect for that. That way that, people don't think that they're, like taking advantage of the situation or anything. But I actually asked Jimmy about it recently, and he told me that they do plan on uploading at some point, and that they got permission from his family to upload it. But that they don't know that they want to like do something to make it better for Techno or something. I'm not 100% sure, and I don't want to overshare anything that Jimmy's told me. So, but I do hope it comes out, and I do have all my footage as well. I believe so. If I'm sure it's content that people would appreciate from us and from Techno, and yeah. So I've asked Jimmy about it 4, 5, 6 times because I've wanted to see it. So, but I hope it comes out. um. Hmm. What was your reaction when hearing the Queen died? I thought it was crazy. It's kind of disbelief. I was just like, wow, that's crazy. I don't know. I don't know what else. I guess I was like, wow, that is crazy for the implications it has for, and I'm curious I don't know, what all is gonna happen, I guess, going forward as well. Is it more fun doing lore live or pre-recorded? It's more fun doing lore live, and I think better. I think that's one of the most unique thing that is the number one most unique thing about the Dream SMP is that it's like a lot of it's like live, and so there's improv, and you kind of have the audience involved, and you kind of adjust the things you do based on audience response, like live responses, and the things you say, and what happens can change just on a whim based on somebody just deciding to do X or Z or whatever. I think that's the most unique and cool part about the Dream SMP. And I think I enjoy doing live lore a lot more than I enjoy doing pre-recorded lore. But I think pre-recorded lore is awesome. I think that there's a lot of ways where it's been done in so many cool ways. I think that there's been a lot of good mixtures, and a lot of kind of like there's like lead up that is live, and then there's more, and then there's pre-recorded stuff or something. But yeah, I personally enjoy recording. I mean, doing live lore more. Voice crack. What is a piece of lore that was talked about but never actually happened? I had a whole planned out where essentially, here I'll tell you what the plan was, and I wanted to record it as while ago, but we never ended up doing it. And now that the Lost Nevada finale is over, it just can't happen. So, but it can be headcanon. It can be headcanon, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if Quackity would want it to be, but because it's all just my whatever. But essentially, I like Dream. Uh, was walking down the. This is kind of how the I was gonna post it as like another Dream, like a short video on Dream XD, and it was like it goes like this essentially. Like Dream is walking down like the Prime Path and sees a flag above Punz's base. It's like changed colors. It's changed. And I think that you guys might realize at some point there was a wool there, and that was whenever I was like doing it. I was kind of like setting it up, and so when it was like a signal for Dream to go check like a note, and so he went up the tower and checked the note, and it was just like coordinates, and it said, this is where Quackity's staying, and so it was like, all right, cool. And then Dream goes and essentially is going to these coordinates and is trying to like hunt down Quackity to get revenge from. This would take place after the prison break and everything, to get revenge from for being tortured and all, and it's kind of, so then he kind of camps out and is like spying, and then like spots Quackity's name, ends up going down, entering a door to go in and kill Quackity. And when I walked in, it was like a rebuilt prison cell, like just the cell. I was like, what? And then Quackity was on like the other side and like spammed like splash potions like across to essentially to like disorientate me or whatever. And then it was like I go woozy or whatever, and then knock out, and then like I blink, like the screen blinks back on, like Dream's waking up, and I'm like restrained or whatever. And Quackity's talking to, I can just like hear Quackity talking to Sam, and Quackity's like, yeah, we need to kill him. Fuck the revival book. Like he got away too many times. Like he escaped the fucking, max security prison. Like we just have to kill him. We have to kill him. And Sam's like, I don't know, whatever. And then Quackity's like, look, I'm gonna go get like the fucking pickaxe, because I have no items at this point. So I'm gonna go get the fucking pickaxe I took off of him that he used to kill you or whatever, and we can use that and we can like fucking kill him with it. And so then they Quackity goes and like leaves, and then after Quackity leaves, I start just running my mouth to Sam. Like I'm just trying to fucking like manipulate him to do whatever the fuck I can to get out of the situation. Otherwise, I'm dead. And so I'm saying like Sam, like this takes place after the whole me talking to Sam about him being a bad guy or whatever. And I'm like, look, you can, I'm telling you like that I've told you that you're like the same as us, but you can like prove that you're not. You can prove that you're not. Like you have to, if you like just let me go, you have to, prove that you'd prove that you're not like us. You're not the same as us. You're different. And he's not giving in, whatever. I'm like, I'll promise. Like, I'll leave. Like, I'll just leave you. I'll leave you both alone. Like, I won't. I'll just leave. And then like I hear like Quackity coming back, and I'm like, Sam, like you have to make your choice. You have to make your choice like now. You have no time, whatever. And then Quackity rounds the corner, and so he switches to Quackity's perspective, and he rounds the corner, and then he just sees Sam, and Sam's just standing there, and then he turns to the right, and I'm just gone. Like I'm not in the room anymore because Sam let me go. But like Quackity obviously doesn't know that. And he's like, what the hell? Like, where the fuck did he go? And then sets off like alarms. And then essentially like everyone shows up to Las Nevadas that, is whatever in Las Nevadas, and is like looking, and I'm like, fucking, I have no items. And I'm like sneaking around Las Nevadas, trying to like escape essentially. And this was before the whole Wilbur. This was right when I wanted to do this. This was right after the prison break, essentially. And so Wilbur was just revived recently and was just starting to build that thing kind of next to Las Nevadas. And anyway, so I ended up like going into a cave kind of near Las Nevadas, and I was like, oh my god. And I'm like kind of like hiding and sneaking as people are like kind of going around everywhere. And then like I hear a whisper behind me, and it's Wilbur, and Wilbur whispers. He whispers, "Why are we hiding?" And then it just boom, it ends, and I turn and see him, and it just ends. But yeah, that was my lore dream perspective plan. So that didn't end up happening. I wasn't able to get everyone together to do it, but I did. I did. That was the plan back then. So if you want that to be headcanon, sure. But I don't think it doesn't really change that much, except for it gives Sam a bit of a redemption, I guess, a little bit from, or I guess he made a mistake, but also he did want to, did prove that it's whatever. And then it's kind of it shows Dream was hunting Quackity, and then it failed, and he got tricked, and so he fell back, and then kind of got together with Purple, and went back and did what he did to Las Nevadas at the end. So I think it's a fitting piece to the puzzle. I think it would have been good if it happened, but there you go. I didn't open a Google Doc. I probably missed some things in my plan, but yeah, I'm definitely not recording. People are saying, I hope you record that. Definitely not recording that. It's too late. But there you go. Who would have been the person who gave you the quotes? It was Puns. So I said, his Puns he was like spying for me to figure it out. So. Yeah. Do we end the short space? That's the question, because it has been longer than I thought. I thought maybe I'd go for like 30 minutes or something. So it's been a lot longer. All right. I guess we'll end. Love ya. Talk to you later. Bye.